guys? Welcome to Faded Town, number one Pokemon podcast in the world. We've been gone, but not really. We've been content still coming out, but this podcast has been on hold for 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
Still, it matters, you know. We're the number one Pokemon podcast in the world. We stay there. We're there. I mean, I get your messages. They're not about this podcast. They're about a bunch of other bullshit. But yeah, pretty much. We have some Pokemon news this weeks. We had the Faded Town Invitational, which is in the finals now, and then we had the limitless. I don't even know what to call it. It's like a
online series qualifier number one.
Fugazi ass. Like, I'm surprised it fucking worked. I'm glad it worked. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
What I've been calling it is a 20-round league challenge, but
That sounds about right. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of jump into the fucking Faded Town Invitational. So yeah, it's like kind of a big deal. Chum hit me up. He's like, "Let's do this." I'm like, "Cool." For the 5 or 6 players that messaged me, asked me why I didn't pick them, cause fuck you, alright? I'm like, dude, I don't know. I just pick whoever I wanted to pick. All right, that was the thing. There was no criteria.
you should drop some names. What about Jose? Did Jose message you?
Jose Barrero? Yes. He messaged me 10 seconds into the video dropping. Which is, I mean, he was nice about it.
That's pretty funny though.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna happen. I also got like 5 or 6 messages from random people that were like, "Hey, can I play in your invitational?" Did you get an invitation?
Did you get invited?
I don't even. I don't know. But that's just funny. I mean, not to bash on anyone. I don't want to, but sometimes it has to. That's what we do here. The only person that got in that wasn't like original. No, 2 people that were not originally on the list to get in were Grant, who's in the finals. Henry Brand dropped out. He was sick, didn't feel good, dropped out.
Damn.
So one of my buddies is like, "Hey, Grant's been on a fucking tear this year. You should hit him up." So I was like, "Sure, why not?" And then I want to say it was like 2 days before the tournament was about to start, someone else dropped out, and I think it was Keon. I want to say Keon was up there. I don't know. It was someone dropped out, and Justin's like, "You should add Isaiah Bradner." And I was like,
Yeah. It must have been Keon because I was predicting him to like win the whole bracket when you first sent it to me. Yeah.
"Yeah." And
Glad Bradner's in there though.
yeah. Like I knew of Bradner, but he's such young talent in the game.
Yeah.
And he killed it. He did insane. Like, I had him on the podcast the week before the tournament. I heard his story, which was fucking insane. The kid was like, never played card games in his life to winning regionals. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is that?
Nah, he's super good.
Yeah. And then he loses round 1 of the invitational, and this goes on a like 5-game winning streak. Gets into top 4. I mean, he lost to Stefan, which Stefan's deck was just a great call. Like between Grant and Stefan, they both made really good calls for the meta.
Yeah.
And then you just have Pedro playing the best deck. I don't know. His version's so fucking crazy. He plays scoop ups. He plays catchers. It's just like,
Yeah.
I like that version.
yeah.
I casted that game like round 1. He drops the Mawile on Azul and it's like Dedenne game 1 and then hits Dedenne Celosaur game 2.
Like if you watch that the tournament, Mawile is one of the most broken cards in the game. Like it's insane. Like it literally why Danny got knocked out of the tournament. Tord drops it on him and drops the Latios, and he gets the game.
Yeah.
There's like there's such big plays with that Mawile. It's crazy.
Yeah. Really good.
And like just like casting some of those games and just watching them play, like you're watching the best players in the world play with 0 time limit. So like they're almost not making any mistakes. Like between Tord and Isaiah, those two literally take so long to make their decisions, but it's like they know like they're gonna make the best decision possible.
Yeah, it was really cool. I was pointing that out too. I remember casting and being like, Isaiah's taking fucking forever to think. He's like playing a quick ball, but he's like, you know, Doctor Strange seeing 14 million realities. You know?
It's insane. And like in his match against Raul, he gets fucked. Like he goes down, he loses his Pikarom with 3 energies, which didn't get a full blitz. He goes down 3 prizes. Raul knocks him out. It goes to him, and he draws a card. And he has a bunch of playable cards, and he just sits there. And he's thinking, and you just look at him, he's thinking, and like he's just there forever. And I'm like, I don't know what he's gonna do. And he just passes, and I'm like, all right, I assume he concedes right there. Like he just quits, and then like Raul takes the knockout on like I think it was Coco V, goes down to 1 prize.
To 1.
Stamps him to 1 and then hits him with the paralyzed, and I'm like, this kid's a genius. He's a fucking genius. Yeah. He's like, the play's good, but it's better if I only have 1 prize. I'll just pass. Like, and he sat there for 10 minutes thinking about that play. I'm like, fucking monster.
Rahul, I bet Rahul was salty.
Yeah. Well, Rahul top decks the fucking Cherish Ball and gets out of it. Yeah. It's like, it was a great play, but you know, the whole tournament, it's all about the top decks were insane. The coin flips.
Yeah.
Everything. Like, obviously we had a lot of doll stall.
Yeah.
Grant and Pedro are fucking that one match. If you just watched their first match, like they talk a lot of shit to each other, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like Grant gets hella mad when he flips tails, and then like he tells fucking. It was like game 3. Grant has game in hand, but he went first, so he can't attack, and he gets Marnied, and he's like, he gets the shittiest hand, and then he writes to Pedro. He's like, "Man, you get so lucky." And Pedro's like, "Oh, sorry, I played my 1 fucking out to your deck." Like, dude, what do you mean? Like,
so unlucky.
So unlucky, bro. Yeah, and like. It was nice banter, so I assume we're going to see a lot of that in the finals. Especially because that matchup is so, like, 1 turn. Like, turn 1, did you get clear vision or did I get ultra curation? Like, that's literally all that matters. Which makes doll stall matches not so bad. Like, the casting theirs matches were super quick because they both know, like, oh, it's over, we just scoop. I want to say, like Pedro. I mean Pedro can win, but Grant's got to run it back twice. He's got to win 1 best of 3 and then win another best of 3 to win the whole thing.
You'd be done.
I definitely Grant just made the best call for the tournament. Once we banned the Rangaroo, that deck became disgustingly broken.
They just banned Doll too.
Yeah. No, like if we ever did it again, we'd ban like a Rangaroo, like Florgus, and Shit Ninja, and just say no bullshit.
You don't even have to ban Shedinja, honestly. Shedinja's like not great.
I don't trust it. I think someone will come up with some shit.
We've been running no tag team standard tournaments in the PokeStats Discord. We're on like number 4 right now, but we realized really quick that you had to ban. We banned Florges initially, and I think now we actually have Doll and Surge banned, but we unbanned Florges.
Yeah.
But yeah, like anything, because we took out all the tag teams, right? Because it's the no tag team tournament.
Yeah.
We took out Baby Blown and Giratina because they're both just broken with no tag teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we took out Guru because it's also like broken with no ADP.
Yeah.
But then as soon as we did that, we were like, yeah, you have to also get rid of Dolls because it's just too broken.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's the deck's stupid in this format.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish someone, because like before the tournament started, we definitely had discussion on what kind of format they wanted to play, and how they wanted to play it and whatnot, and like everyone was worried about the Cincino mill bullshit, and so I was like, and no time limit, so we just get rid of the Guru, and then no one said anything about the doll stall, because that's kind of on the back burner, because Guru just stops that. It's like, I just get all my catchers back, what up? So I kind of wish someone would have said something, but you know, Danny and fucking Grant was like, I want to take advantage of this.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
but it's kind of nice to see one of them go 0-2 and then one of them in the finals. So it wasn't like
that's just the nature. That's the nature of the deck. Either you set up or you don't. You know, or ADP gets the GX off or it doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it was just like, I mean, in the tour matchup, fucking Danny gets styled on super hard. And
yeah, the Mile Wild was pretty busted.
Yeah. Mile was insane.
Yeah, he didn't see it coming. And he says he misplayed, but I don't know. I watched the match. It looks like he got fucked. But, I mean, he did misplay a few times, because even if you watch his matches, he plays like he's playing live, like fast. He just plays fast, clicking everything, and I'm like, oh, this is just everywhere, dude. He does not care. That's like, take a breather, make the right. I'm surprised. Like, to do what he does and be successful is crazy, because he moves so fast.
Yeah. But definitely, I mean, we were playing in like one of those $5 pods that people have been running, and I hit him. He was playing Pidgey Control, and he goes Data Change under Power Plant, and I'm like, oh. And then so I win game 1, he wins game 2, and then game 3 he goes Data Change under Power Plant.
Fucking yeah. He did that. He did a few times, like in this tournament, where he went too fast. Like he needed a Mew, and he got his rod back, but didn't play the rod before he drew the cards off the top, and it was just like, oh, fuck that up. Yeah.
He mentioned to me that he was just getting kind of burnt out too. Like, he's like, I'm probably gonna have to take a bit of a break from tournaments, just because he felt like he was misplaying super bad, just because like he didn't have it in him to pay attention to the game.
Yeah.
Which is also fair. I mean, standard right now is atrocious, I think.
I don't like it. I don't know why they wanted to play that shit.
I think it's really bad too.
I want nothing to do with standard until Rebel Clash comes out.
Yeah, I don't even know. I want to hit expanded with Rebel Clash. I can play my boy right here.
I don't know about that. I think expanded with Rebel Clash is going to be insanely broken if they don't ban some stuff.
Yeah, they got to do something. Which they got a fucking year to figure that out. All right, guys. If we go into the 2021 season and they don't ban shit in expanded.
Well, I mean, the cool thing is we can actually kind of figure it out for them. It just depends on whether they listen to us. But I mean, people are going to be running online stuff, so it just comes down to, you know. I mean, we'll figure out pretty quick what's broken.
True. Which will be fun. I don't know.
So, yeah, I don't know.
But
it's like, I think, because I've been having this debate with a couple people that we're just, you know, standard right now just feels really bad because Oranguru shouldn't have been printed, probably ADP probably shouldn't have been printed, and then like a bunch of stuff in the doll deck and the mill deck just in general just feel like really degenerate. So it just feels like the past like year or couple of years the R&D has just been really bad. It's like there's all these cards coming out that just should not have been printed. So we were talking about, like, you know, do we need
or
a
at
more
least
aggressive
banned? Like,
right, Exactly, and it's like we should have a more aggressive ban list. You know, we gotta like it shouldn't be this hard for them to be like, okay, we made a mistake when we released this card, and we should just trump card it. You know, we just get rid of it.
Yeah, it's like if you watch the Invitational, you just see how the doll stall. I guess if you don't have if you don't tack for the doll stall, basically, like the match is just so uninteractive. You cannot do anything. You literally have to hope he flips tails 3 times, like
Right.
like 9 times in a row, and like
and people for some reason take it as some kind of like personal attack when I'm like, this deck shouldn't exist because they're like, oh well, I play this deck, which is like, well, it
God,
still
people are
shouldn't
so
exist.
stupid.
And I don't even disagree. Like, I think the mill deck and honestly even ADP, like I think they actually take more skill than a lot of people give them credit for.
Yeah.
But they're just like not decks that should exist. Just and like people. So I was because we're running in the PokeStats Discord. We're running an old format tournament. Me and Carter are both playing in it. It's NAIC 17 format, so it's Primal Clash through Guardians Rising. And I got to look at the meta breakdown. Obviously, I don't have the lists because I'm playing, but I know what all the archetypes are. And there's so many. Like, it's a super diverse format. And so I was just reflecting on how like we just don't have that in standard, and we haven't had that in standard for like over a year now. We haven't had a format where it feels like even a deck that you would consider like C tier in the meta is still something that could like top 16 a regional. We have like less than 10 viable decks in standard right now, and a lot of the matchups are really polarized.
They're super one-sided.
Yeah, whereas like back in this 2017 format, we were like playing, there's like 20 different decks in this tournament, and they all have like really interactive matchups for the most part. It's just like I wish we could go back to something like that,
And even like the mirror matches are like, did you attach an energy first? Like
Yeah,
there's
basically.
no fucking like going back and forth. It's like, oh, you attached an energy first, you won. Like
Yeah,
they
I mean, there's definitely room to outplay people. I mean, that's assuming that both players are of equal skill level. I think there's a pretty big skill gap in stuff like Mill and ADP that a lot of people just play them really terribly. But like, yeah,
I mean, I swear, most ADP mirrors are like. I went
It's
first.
pretty bad.
I got an energy attachment, and then I snowball.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but I feel like there's a lot of versions of ADP that makes it a lot different because even in the Invitational, like we had like 4 or 5 ADPs, but they're all different. Like Pablo is
Right.
playing one with yell grunts.
Yeah.
And then you have Pedro playing all the fucking flip coins. You had Luke Metal with it, with Zacian.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the variance is there. But you're right. Like, the matchups are really one sided. Like, Baby Brown's kind of just. If you're a tag team, Baby Brown's just runs you over. Like,
if they have everything, then like there's not really much to interact with it.
And I mean, Baby Blondes even is at the point now where, you used to kind of be able to beat it as a tag team deck just because it would draw so bad, but now it has like,
Lucky
the
Egg.
whole, it has Lucky Egg, it has Oricorio. Oricorio is insane. They
I was
just
playing an ADPization deck with Oricorio.
really.
No Jirachis.
I literally thought about that today because I was playing against Baby Blown and they just hit everything they needed. Like I would go Marnie, kill active, and they'd be like Oricorio into like a perfect hand, and I was like, I should put Oricorio in ADP.
Busted.
That's crazy. Like watching Stefan, I was like, he's like, he gets to like checkmate points where it's like, you can't do anything. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, if you knock this out, he draws till he's 7. So now your Stamp's useless. And Stamp was like the only card that saved you in those matchups. So it's like, oh, okay, cool.
I mean, I understand with the whole R&D thing. It's like you have to some extent you have to keep printing kind of broken cards just because otherwise you're gonna have these new sets that come out that just have terrible cards in them if you try to scale back the power creep. But I still think there's something they could do to be like, we're gonna like with this sword, we're just getting into this sword and shield block now, so they could be like, all right, we're gonna like take the power level of the cards down a little bit, and we're gonna have like, these.
I think they kind of did though.
They did a little bit with VMAXs,
because
which,
like you see, like this fucking card, it's like in standards, it's not that good, but it has potential.
no, I think you're right, and like, I hope that they continue like scaling it back a little bit moving forward, because like maybe in a year we'll get back to that point of like 2017 or some other good formats we've had, like 2014 was. I know a lot of people like 2010. I obviously wasn't playing then, but yeah, like there's all these really clear examples of really healthy formats with diverse metas and very close matchups between the top decks. So it's not like Pokemon, doesn't have a precedent for like what cards should we design that are healthy. They just are like continually coming out with these things that have just insane effects that make the game not that much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they fucking just printed an electric Pokemon with fucking item lock. What the fuck?
Oh my god!
I was like, I don't want to play anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
you're telling me you're gonna fucking you're gonna lock me out of items. And then you're gonna be able to hit me for like how many electro powers? Just use your electro powers over again. You can. They're like, I know it takes it only takes 2 energy, so you can just Coco, Prism Star to it.
You can Goose Mahala for Thunder Mountain.
Oh yeah,
for the lightning energy that draws 2 cards.
I'm kind of. I hope that we stay under Corona till like something comes out that just rotate. Please just rotate like Coco.
I mean, well, that's the thing though. It's like we are at least going to get like Thunder Mountain and E-Power are going to be gone from rotation. So
well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that will help. People not hate this game for a little while, because item lock has always been something people fucking hate, and like when you start giving it E-powers and Thunder Mountain and draw 2 fucking cards, you're just like, what are we doing here?
That deck's gonna be insane and expanded.
Yeah, it is. It's like it just has too much. How much HP? It's a V Pokemon. I assume it has like 200. That's what we need. We need size of 10 with 200 HP. That does 50 more damage and has all these damage modifiers. Perfect. Because that card hasn't been relevant from the second it was printed. It was like played like at the last expanded regional.
Yeah.
Like, god damn it.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
It's bad, Tate. It's bad.
I'm just trying the old format stuff. The old format stuff's been really fun. So
yeah, I like that too. Whatever we can do on PTCGO is dope.
Yeah, I mean we're just doing the draw pass thing to get around the supporter rule, which has worked well so far.
Okay,
it's good enough.
That's cool. Yeah. I forgot about that. That becomes a problem. Yeah, I'm just fucking rendering videos for fucking 48 hours and listening to people on Twitter ask me when the next one coming out. Like, dude, I'm sorry. And like every day something stupid happens. It's like I render for 16 hours, the file's corrupt. I'm like, cool, dude, fantastic. And then I have to go on Twitter and check the DMs of like, hey, dude, your tournament's gonna run into the limitless one. It's like, thanks. Did you know that my tournament's a video? You can watch it whenever the fuck you want, dude. It's not going anywhere. And like the more I look at it, it's better that it's coming out not back to back to back, because people got to catch up. Like there's like 1,000 people watch the first one, and there's like 600-700, and like but every day I look at it, it's gradually people are watching it. So I'm like, whatever. And like I think people stop DMing me because the shit I've been through. It's just like, it's a video, dude. Just, you can watch it whenever, alright? Leave me alone. But, I mean, they're kind of nice about it. They're not too dickish.
That's good.
The first one, someone was like, get your shit together. I was like, dude, if you only knew what was happening right now, I would fucking...
I mean, if anyone, it's like me and M's fault because we did all the casting
Fucking
like the day before.
Yes, exactly. Like, there's so much shit that goes on behind. Like, there's the cat. There was way too many moving pieces. It was like I had to get all the videos from fucking 16 players, and like,
Right.
who knows when? Like, I'd be like, hey, can you send me that? And like, they send me it. Then I have to render it into a video. Then I have to send it to you guys. Then you guys have to send it back to me. And then I have to render that into a video. Then I have to upload it. It's like there were so many moving pieces, and like, people take shit for granted so hard. It's crazy. Like, where's my video? I'm like, motherfucker, content. It's free fucking content, and you don't understand. It's fucking hours.
I bet your ass isn't even subbed.
Exactly. Which now it's like, it was like 90% of people. Now it's like 70% of people aren't subbed. So
okay.
We would take that. Well, that's a better. But it's just like, I have so much more respect for everyone who makes certain type of content. I'm like,
yeah,
I
sure.
know I don't like. I can never get mad at content ever again. Like, oh, where's my podcast? It's like, you know, you just don't know what's going on. But shit is crazy when you're doing this.
You really want to see some butthurt people? You can check out the Limitless Discord.
Oh, I bet. I heard about that. It's hilarious. I was like, I want to get in there.
Truly, just like the most just entitled people ever. It's just awful. Like, people are just posting like these like cringe, coffee pastas and stuff with the Limitless. Like, all the judges are in there like trying to sort out what's going on. Like, they're all doing their best, right? People are just like, but people were like complaining about time zones. They're like, oh, you gotta like adjust this to my time zone somehow. I basically
Get the fuck out.
No, it was basically what it was. Is it was a bunch of Americans like realizing for the first time that the world doesn't actually revolve around Americans.
No way. You mean I have to get up early because you live in Europe? This is bullshit.
Well, there's a couple Japanese players who are playing at like 2 a.m. or some shit. Like,
exactly.
Yeah. So
even like sometimes when I do this podcast with some European people, I was like, I gotta wake up at fucking 2 a.m. to do this podcast with them. Because, like, that's how the fucking world works. Like, it's like, when are you available? You're available at this time? All right, I'll make it. If I want it to happen, I'll make it happen. It's not, like, it is what it is. People are fucking crazy.
I mean, there was people complaining that, like, they didn't know that if their game crashed, it was going to be a game lost. Like,
what the fuck do you think it is going to be?
It's the way that every online. I realized that there was people who was like, this was their first tournament, but like, still, what do you expect is going to happen?
What, you think we should remake? Like, come on.
Yeah. But there was just a lot of like, and I understand that for a lot of people it was their first tournament, but like, from the people who had some competitive experience and were still just being dickheads about the whole thing because like it wasn't working perfectly. Like, it's 1,000-player tournament on a client that's not designed to support anything like this. Of course, it's not going to work perfectly.
Yeah, like, because I had Hunter on, and we both kind of called it. We're like, dude, like, I at that point when it got announced, like, I just was doing this 16-man tournament. I'm like, this is 16 people. This shit is fucking chaos, and they're trying to do 1,000+ man tournament with like all these rules, and they committed to 4 of them, and I'm like, I looked at that, I'm like, that's fucking nutty. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm so glad it finally worked out, but like,
and they gained nothing from it.
Yes,
too.
Exactly. I tell people that too. I was like, these people that are like, give me my content and shit, and I'm like, I don't. You understand? I make about $0.0 from anything I put out on this fucking channel.
I mean, they basically gained a bunch of people complaining about them. So it's like, I don't envy them at all. I really appreciate them for that. Like, they went through so much to get that to work.
Exactly.
Thank God for the journalists.
Right? And the fucking, like, when it crashed the first time, I was like, I kind of knew that was gonna happen, but like, it was very bold of what they wanted to do. But I was like, and when they went for it again, I'm like, all right, we'll see.
I'm going to try to play in one. Like, when Rebel Clash comes out, I'll play in like the 3rd or 4th one, I think.
I should try. I don't know. I'm so unmotivated. It's insane.
I just feel like
I don't think I want to commit a whole day, but I like doing the Pokestats one so far. This is like the first like Pokemon I've actually played. Like,
dude, I haven't touched.
And like I just have to play like once a day for like an hour.
Yeah. No, I'll definitely run more of those because like people really seem to like them. I mean, we got like Mahone, Pablo, Stefan, like everyone's doing them. So
that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it's like, I don't know, commitment. The commitment. I don't know. I don't have a problem doing the long tournaments, but it's like there's a lot of shit that could go wrong.
Yeah.
And you get tilted. I don't know. I also just, I don't know. At this point, I don't feel like I play Pokemon. I'm like a fucking rendering machine of videos. That's about all I am.
I feel like Best of One is such a horrendous way to play Pokemon too, at least in this format.
Oh my god. I forgot about that.
I mean, if you looked at day 2, there was just so many like awful lists. I mean, like there was lists where people would like take a meta deck and they would like take 5 good cards out of it and replace them with 5 awful cards and just like make day 2 off of variants, you know?
God.
It's like people who didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah. I seen that. So who was it on Twitter was like, where do we rank this in like how big of an accomplishment this is? And I was like, it's as good as fucking winning a League Cup in California. Like,
yeah.
What are you talking about?
Kenny Wisdom tweeted that, and I replied to him. I said it's a 20 round league challenge.
Yeah, 100%. Because, like, I don't know. And I'd like to say the Invitational is like really a prestige, but I think the meta call was too easy. And
I think the Invitational will be more prestigious, and the reason for that is like on average you're still gonna have like, so the top players are going to like over the course of 4 qualifiers they are gonna accumulate more points, and so you're gonna have a higher concentration of like good players in the final tournament, so they should like beat up on any less good players that got into that final tournament pretty quickly, I think.
Yeah,
I don't think so. Format sucks.
that's true. and like best ones are so variant and like,
well, for the Invitational we're gonna have Rebel Clash, so it might be different.
Yeah. We'll see.
I don't know.
I have no faith. In this game.
I honestly don't even know.
I like playing the old stuff now.
Yeah. I'm hoping Limitless puts the Faded Town Invitational up. I'm gonna talk to them to put it up there because I was just gonna post. Everyone's like, I want all the lists. I'm like, I'll post them on Twitter. But then I was like,
I mean, I'll throw it on stats for sure. I already have a page for it with nothing on it.
You could just do that.
Good idea.
That makes it easier. Whatever works. And then I don't know, I was thinking about it. I'm like, because I was talking to some of the guys that played in the Faded Town shit, and I was like, especially the interaction between Grant and Pablo, like that type of interaction. Could you imagine if Grant and Pablo played once a week? Like, you would get such a big rivalry out of that. Like,
the 2 saltiest top players.
Exactly. Like, you would just that would happen over time. It's just like anything competitive. Like, it builds rivalries and stuff, and we just don't see that in Pokemon because the way tournaments are formatted, it's really just like a crapshoot. Like, oh, there's 1,000 of us. Let's see who can make it. And in that environment, like, it's like boom, boom, boom. I was like, it'd be dope to start a league. If I could like find the funds and start a league, like 32 of the best players, and like do it like a sports where you have like 4 divisions, they fucking play all the time, and then at the end of it, there's a playoff system for some type of prize. I think that would be sick.
That's got the gears turning in my head now. I want to do that.
Yeah, it'd be sick as fuck to do.
Me and Luke Morso were talking about doing a tournament series with ELO rankings.
Yeah.
Where, like, plug him in. Like, he's got some program that'll do it for us. Because PTCGO obviously doesn't do... I mean, they have an ELO system. That's how ladder works, but they don't show it. So we want to actually, like, you know, have rankings.
But it's so hard to, like, I don't know how hard, like, I would feel not good about having people commit to a league and then go, I have $20 for the winner or whatever at the end, or like I got a trophy. It's like, I don't know, like if you told me I had to participate in a league of 32 of the best players and I have to play 2 matches every week for something weeks and then get into a playoff system and win out a whole tournament and then at the end there's no prize. I'm not going to commit to that. I'm good. I'll continue playing in these little dumb tournaments that are dumb, you know? So, I don't know. It all comes down to finding something.
There, people will do it.
Yeah, I think people. I don't think people wouldn't do it. I think if I asked 32 of the best players to be involved in this, I think they would do it. But it's so much less. Like, you don't care, and like when you don't care, people stop playing well. You know, like if you talk to like Grant and fucking Pedro, like if you watch their matches, you can watch how invested they are into this. Like when Grant flips triple tails, he is fucking mad, dude, and he like falls out of his chair, and you could tell, and like you could see Pedro, he's like praying that they're fucking gonna miss, dude, and like just watching their cams, and you can see the investment. But like if there's nothing on the line, people just as much as you want to say you care, you just don't care as much. You're just like, oh, I lost. I didn't make it. I didn't win the nothing. And then at the end, you have an excuse. You're like, oh, I didn't really care. Like, there was no prize. You know?
Yeah.
Where, like, with this one, it was like who's giving out $1,000? Like, no one. So it was like, that's probably the most prize money that's going to be given out for the whole Corona fucking thing. Unless people start backing these online tournaments more, because I see Zach Lesage doing something, but it's for like store credit, and I'm like, the fuck do I want to buy cards for?
Yeah.
I'm like, you're taking, and it's like $20 to get in, and I'm like, I don't know, man.
Sounds whack.
Yeah.
That sounds like a scheme to me.
Right. I think the league would be dope. I was talking to Nico. I was like, the League of Extraordinary Players, and he's like, yeah, the League of Extraordinary Players plus Jesper. I was like, damn, God. But I'll talk to Chum. I'm gonna talk to Chum about that. I think it would be cool, but definitely I would do like. On the Faded Town channel, I'll do like one match a week where it's just like, this is the featured match, and then you just let all the players stream their matches and people can watch it that way. Because this video thing is never happening again. Like if anyone thinks that this day regional videos are ever happening again, not on my fucking channel. It's just not happening. Maybe I'm cool with the one match a week, and that's it. I'm not fucking around with that shit.
Yeah.
Cause like even like Emery's like, oh dude, we should try to do it again. I'm like, you better come up with some real convincing things, cause to be honest, my computer felt like it was gonna blow up. It was rendering so much. I'm like,
yeah. I mean, Em was really hyped to cast.
Yeah.
And he did well. He did really well.
Yeah, he did. I think all the casting was well. In the situations that were given, basically, it's like it is what it is. And I don't know. I give a lot of more credit to casters after doing it. I'm like, especially it's just something you gotta fucking sit there and talk. Like you can't stop. You can't. There's no stopping.
That's why it got hard, because I mean, M's pretty good at. I mean, if there was anyone I was casting with, I'd want it to be him. I think because he's really good at just filling the space. You know, he always has something to say. But it's definitely like everything that you say has to actually be interesting. You can't just drone on about stuff, and it's so hard to not do that. Like you kind of just fall into this little pattern of like, you know, you zone out. you can't let yourself do that.
Yeah, I think you have to have like the best casting like duos are someone that there's color and then there's just commentary where you have
Right.
someone that looks at the board and goes, all right, he played an S ball and or whatever, and then you have someone that can really elaborate on
Right.
like what's going on, and that's what you really need. I think a lot of people are really good at color where you just elaborate on a bunch of bullshit and
Yeah.
where you want to just the easy part that people think is so easy where you just talk about what's happening on the board. That's the hard part.
It honestly is, because I would go off on these little tangents about like, because I'm trying to explain plays, right? I'm trying to break stuff down for like newer players or whatever. I'm like, why are they doing this? But then you fall behind, and you're already on the next turn, and you have to catch back up with the board state, and it's just so hard to keep it all going.
It became a trip. I don't know. I would do it again, but I treated it more like a podcast. Like I talked, like it was a tournament. I don't know. I just went with it. Whatever. I'm fucking over it.
Yeah.
But I think a league would be dope because but I wanted to breed competition because that's how things grow. Competition.
I agree. Yeah, definitely.
Like for fun it's just not good for the game, to be honest. Like if you want growth, if you want shit to be taken serious more, fun things are not the way to go, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I mean, on some level, things are more fun when they're more competitive anyway.
Most people do. Like if you are invested in the game. Like, I'd rather play more competitive. I hate going to league night.
Yeah.
I don't like this shit. You only catch me at tournaments. That's it.
I mean, what I always tell people is I play the game because I like playing the game, but it's always more fun to win, you know?
Yep, I agree. This shit's, that's how it should be. I don't know. And, I don't know, seeing the good players play against each other, it was just, it's so much different, and, like, actually sitting and watching and commentating those matches, you're like, oh, this is why I'm fucking not winning.
No. I feel like I legitimately learned stuff, honestly.
Dude, 100%. Like, Nico plays so fucking passive, it's insane. Like, I would be like, you know what, dude? I would play this Dedenne, and I'm searching for this, and I want to take this knockout on this turn. And he goes, attack. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why would you do that? And then he just wins.
Tord does that too a little bit. Tord's honestly pretty passive. Like, he'll... I don't know. It's definitely interesting. Whereas, like, Danny will just, like, vomit his whole board his whole hand onto the board, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy to see different playstyles and, like, to realize what your playstyle is like. Because, like, I'm watching the matches and I'm like, ain't no way I'm just attaching an energy and attacking there. I'm like, no, we got to get that great catcher. We're playing research. We're playing Dedenne. We're getting that great catcher. And then,
my playstyle is play Frank's decks with 3 supporters in them and draw the stones.
Yeah, I like that playstyle too.
Yeah, I don't know. My playstyle is so bad right now, actually, because like, I don't like the decks are just, I don't know. The most success I find are in like combo decks.
That's actually why I like the 2017 format we're playing right now, because like especially the deck I'm playing is very much like you kind of just sit there and you do a couple things every turn and then you kind of just win. But like all the games feel really cool.
Decision by mouth.
I'm not playing.
Oh, okay.
I no.
That's what's saying. Like,
well, what are you playing? I forgot.
I'm playing Lorantis.
Oh, playing Lorantis?
No.
What you're just playing straight Lorantis?
I'm playing straight Lorantis with 1 Bulu.
Holy god. Is Vileplume in the format?
Are you playing the Sunny Day one too?
Vileplume's in the format. I'm playing basically like I don't even know what the modern equivalent would be. It's just like a ton of supporters, max potion. You just like, you use whatever the attack is, flower supply, you do like 40 damage energy on your board, and then you like max potion, and then you just get there.
Kind of sounds like Luke Metal.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that.
Yeah.
I played a lot of Lorantis Plume when that was first became a thing in Standard, but then it just evolved into Desi Plume.
Yep.
Right. Well, Laurentis Plume mostly was an expanded thing. Like Azul regional with it and expanded, which was actually a really cool engine because you could just go compressor.
That deck would still be broken.
It still would be broken if Force was legal. You compressor everything, revitalizer for everything onto your board, and then just
max potion.
Yeah.
Actually, just kidding.
AZ, I'll play all my items.
Sucks because there's this deck called ADP-zation.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
That is true. That would be a problem.
Dude, Carter, you look like a ghost right now. Like it kind of looks like I could see the back of the painting through your face.
Yeah, our lighting. It is what it is right now.
One day,
that,
dude.
Maybe?
No,
that's
that
too
didn't
hard. No, that's awful.
It's all good, dude. Yeah. Yeah, the format's shitty, but I don't know. People are figuring it out. Well,
No, they're not.
No, I mean like avoiding it. That's avoiding it.
Worse.
Yeah, they're figuring out how to avoid playing that shit.
People are coping with the format by just only playing mill now.
Yeah, I seen that. I heard about that. I don't want to play against that.
Ways to make mill even more broken.
Yeah, there's so many like there's the decks that are really good when you like Baby Browns and mill. They have so much support. That's the problem. It's like,
well, I mean, going back once again, I just don't know how we got to this point where we have many cards that are just broken in these like control decks and mill decks, and I'm not like shitting on control and mill as like styles of deck. It's just like they're so broken because they gave us all these cards that just aren't balanced. Like going back again to 2017, basically the only control deck that's in that format is Sylveon, and Sylveon's like really healthy because it's interactive, right?
Yes.
There's like that's like broken. You have to like search for the 3 cards you need every turn.
That's a big thing,
right? It's like that's
not even like tier 1. Like it's fine.
It's not. Yeah, it's like not even tier 2 probably in that. Yeah. But it's like still like a deck that can exist and is like it can win games, but it's like healthy, you know.
Yeah, I agree with that. I remember not wanting to play against that, but it also wasn't like, because you knew that it had a high skill cap because you had to pick the right 3 cards on each turn.
And plus you knew you were going to run into players at regionals that were going to be like playing Zoroark and they're going to be like, I'm going to attach a DCE to my active Zoroark and hit you for 100. Yeah. You're going to be like Flare Grunt, Max Potion, you know, like you can't like just turn your brain off when you play against that kind of deck.
Exactly.
But again, like in Standard right now, what we have is you can play perfectly against like Mill and it can still just like demolish you.
There becomes points where like it doesn't matter what you do. If they set up, it's like, okay, I can't do anything.
Or like if they play a random Melba and it just hits like one card that was a winning card, you know, you're just done.
It's a weird.
Yeah.
The cards are the way they got printed are very weird.
Yeah.
Like, even in Baby Blondes, if you look at it, it's like, how much support did Fire get? And then, like, I know you wanted to make Charizard good and shit, but like, then you print this little fucker that hits for like 900 damage, and it's like, what are we gonna do? Like, it hits for that much, but you have to discard your energy. All right, but we have a card that just gets 3 back. We also have Retriever that gets 2 back. We also have a card that searches your deck for 4.
We also have discard 2, search your deck for 4.
Yeah, exactly.
The Flint, dude, it's so bad.
And then you're like, we also have Heat Factory.
Attach 2 from your hand. Draw 3 cards.
We also have Welder.
We have
discard 1. Search 2 from your deck.
No, I mean there's Beast Bringer. So you can what you could do is like you kill a tag team, take 4 prizes, and then you spit shot a Dedenne for me.
Spit shot has been so good for Stephon. He's like, I just win. And then he has like Oricorio that draws the cards. It's like, the deck. Yeah.
Oricorio.
You're like, I could lose, but not today. It's insane, dude. I'm like, watching him play, I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is the best deck, but he hit mill twice and lost twice. Because it can't beat no Dostal. And like, he took games off of Grant, which like, at that point, we should just game him the win, because that's impossible. Literally impossible. He plays a Fion. Literally one Fion, and that's how he beat Grant twice.
I mean, you can just win. You can just win from Dolstal, like drawing bad.
Yeah, yeah, like, but they have all the time in the world. Like, it's insane. Like,
it's true.
Like, there's the matches that Grant wins versus Stefan is just like Like, Grant would have to do 15 tails in a row for Stefan to take one prize. It's like, it's insane. I don't know. The matches were disgusting. I felt bad for Stefan.
Yeah.
But who knows, man? I'm glad Oranguru shuts that shit down. Cause I don't know. In my opinion, I it's almost more degenerate than Cincino, because like, I get they both suck, but the doll is so uninteractive. Like, you literally, I was watching him. He couldn't welder because he didn't want to draw 3 cards. It's like, he needed the energy on the board, but he couldn't do it because it drew 3 cards. I'm like, when does a card like welder that's busted as fuck, you don't want the fucking draw part of it? It's like so stupid. Going forward, I think I'm gonna have whoever wins this tournament, I'm gonna have on the podcast on Friday, hopefully. And then we have another limitless this weekend, right?
Next weekend.
Oh, is it every
2 week.
2 week period? Cool. That's way smarter. I'm glad they did that.
For sure.
Yeah.
There's no way they would survive doing it every weekend.
Dude, I thought it was gonna be. It's very bold, but at least they seem to get their shit together. I mean, it gives the community something, which is like insane. People stop being fucking dicks and enjoy it.
I'm so appreciative of them for doing that, because it's so crazy logistically, you know.
Yeah. It's beyond crazy. I was like, God damn, how are they gonna do that? But they're pulling it off, and people should just enjoy. I mean, it sucks to lose, all right? But you guys should be used to it. Like, there's only like 30 top players. Oh, we lost Carter. He wasn't one of them. We got rid of him. Like, get the fuck out.
Carter was so bored with this format that he couldn't even listen to it anymore.
He's like, I'm done with that bullshit.
Actually, the bracket's probably up for the 2017. He's probably about to go check it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's about it. We have not a lot of news other than Oh yeah, I want to remind everyone that, like, even if the world does start working again, Pokemon's still canceled, guys. We're not playing until at least August. So, like, calm down with this whole, like, hey, May comes, we might be able. No, it's over. Like, I don't know if you got the message. It's over. All right, chilling.
Yep.
Yeah. I hope August.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, states are already starting to open shit up again.
I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be cool in August.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll be fine. I think we'll be functioning by August.
Be left alive.
Yeah. I don't know. Fucking the mayor, the mayor, in Vegas is fucking stupid. Like, obviously, she ain't got no say in nothing because you're just the mayor. But she's like telling everyone in our city that, hey, people just die. Like, people just die. We need to get these casinos back open.
Yeah, the official U.S. government response to COVID-19 is it be like that.
It be like that. Yep. I was like, okay, first of all, you're 90 years old. You're the one who dies, right? So you need to start rethinking that statement. But at the end of the day, I think by August we'll be back, and I'll only have to get 250 points, and then I'll be in London. I'm up, dude. In my head, I'm like, I'm gonna chill and just try to go to ICs because, like, it's almost like, who cares?
That might be the play. It sounds fun.
Fuck the regionals. I mean, if there's a regional in California, I'll go. But like, I'm not gonna go to any far regionals. I'll just save money. I got a lot of time. Save a bunch of money. Give me those stimulus checks for Pokemon regionals. Hashtag. Leave a comment below about how much of a dick I am for saying that. But let's go to Brazil. Let's hit these big ones. I'll get my face mask and we'll have parties out in Brazil. I'm down. I think that is the play. I think a lot of players will do that. Because when you're on the grind, like I'm on the grind, it's hard to go to ICs because you're spending all your money trying to go to closer events.
Right.
And then you see all the fucking IC people go, and you're like, God, I wish I was there. It looks way more fun than anything I could have done.
I just want to travel more in general, but I get to travel and win a Pokemon tournament.
What's your schedule gonna be like next year? Is it gonna be packed?
I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see what regionals they give us.
Right.
I'm gonna try to hit. I want to go to at least one foreign thing. I was gonna try to actually do Mexico City this season before it got canceled, because usually they last minute schedule one of those Mexico City specials, and like Rahul and fucking Kenny Britton or whoever go down win the whole thing. So that seems like a super dope event.
Mexico City is a wild place. I went on a cruise there. Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna try to do some of that stuff though, but. We'll see what schedule we get. I mean, I'm definitely going to be around at anything that's near Tennessee or New England. I'll probably be at. So
yeah, you're gonna go for your invite or what?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yeah. I'd like to see Tate at Worlds. Do you have points right now?
I do not have points this season. I've gone to 3 events.
I know, but try to get a little head start. It sucks.
I wasn't trying this season.
Exactly. I feel like a lot of people that quit, people that were started at the beginning of the year this year, was like, I'm gonna try, and then they quit 3 events in. They're like, fuck, I should have tried because next year's would have been so much easier.
I went to 2 regionals and missed top 128, and then I went to 2 cups and I went 2-3 because I played abilities hard and didn't draw welders.
Dude, cups are. I feel like you just have to grind cups because they're all just cancer.
You do.
Yeah. That's the worst part of the season is cups. I hate them.
Yeah.
So ICs is the play next year, boys. So get your ICs. We'll have a podcast on Friday with the winner. We'll be back next week talking about whatever we want to talk about because Carter's here, baby. He goes back.
He's back his audio.
He's back his audio just for the outro, which is great.
Or the ghost of Carter.
We just talked about I'm gonna probably just try to hit ICs next year because I already have 250 points. Fuck it,
You think there's gonna be Pokemon events again? That's
okay, never mind. There's never gonna be Pokemon events again. Here, breaking news. I think August would be Gucci. Not as are we gonna be good as a society? As in, the government's just gonna say fuck it by then. Which I don't know if that's a good idea. Okay, if you're listening to this and you're taking advice from a Pokemon podcast on your coronavirus shit, and you take it personal, you're already fucked, all right? You're already, you got bigger issues.
I have 1/2 of a bachelor's degree in biology. That's basically an expert in viruses.
I'm 90% way a bachelor's degree in psychology. So like, I know. Actually, you're right. You should take all this truthfully. Everything we say isn't bro science, and it's facts. So, hearing it first, Carter said that there will never be a Pokemon event again. So
it was fun while it lasted.
We had a good time, and
good run.
There is a meteor that's going to hit the planet in July, and none of it matters.
There you go.
This is all. It was a hoax. It was all of us to stay home and enjoy our families till this meteor blows us all up. So,
well, I'll see you guys on
see how that, whatever side that is. Which we'll get into that next week on what side of death really happens. Non bro science, all facts again.
Only facts.
But yeah, we're gonna talk next week. We'll talk about whatever we want because there is no events.
Talk about how I won the 2017 tournament.
There we go. We'll talk about that, and then we'll.
You gotta grant this first, baby.
Yeah.
I'm gonna body your Lurantis. You're gonna get absolutely murdered.
What are you playing?
Oh yeah.
I'm playing Desi Tales.
Oh yeah, you definitely lose. Decision Red wins most tournaments.
No way.
Cards busted.
You are gonna read every play you make like a book.
Well, there's only like one play I can make every turn with that deck, so.
He is Max Fish. He's good. Yeah, so we'll talk about that. I'll have the winner on whatever on Friday, and we're good back on schedule. And if you listen to this long enough and you're some player that knows me and you want to talk about anything on this podcast, just DM me. That's what Hunter did. He said he wanted to talk about something. Like, don't feel shy. I might tell you no, but I'll probably tell you yes because there's not a lot of content going on. So if you are interested on coming on the podcast, talk about whatever you want to talk about, which could be anything. If you want to talk cereals, eventually we will we will get this Gatorade thing.
Oh, I will. Oh,
I have this melon flavor. Don't recommend it. It's straight trash.
I mean the melon. I think the melon's not bad. But
Is it the cucumber melon?
No, it's just straight melon.
Nah,
I hate the cucumber melon.
Cucumber's trash.
Cucumber is super trash. My mom got this assortment of Gatorades and put them in the fridge, and I was like, "What the fuck is this shit?" They're all horrible, all of them. I wanted to throw them all out. Like, don't bring that shit over here. Yeah, so we'll eventually. I know we've been saying the Gatorade thing since podcast 1. Again,
we'll get done. You know, if there's no rush.
Yeah. Again, no Pokemon events ever happening again. We'll get there. But yeah, for this week, dude, that's it. And we're gonna scoop it up.